Goshen, a professional astrologer, and in this video I want to talk briefly about managing heavy transits when things are shifting and changing and you're receiving contact from these big planets like Saturn, Pluto or Neptune. How does astrology suggest that we effectively handle these things? Because people have been writing to me lately about the switch of Saturn moving into Pisces, Pluto moving into Aquarius. There's a lot of awareness about that, and many people wish to be proactive. But this video is not only for this time, it's for all time, because planets are always changing. Things never stay the same. It's one of the most fundamental principles of life in our solar system. There's going to be cycles, there's going to be change. So how will you deal with this? Because if Saturn is not changing signs, then Saturn is most likely contacting something sensitive in your chart. If you have your moon in Pisces and you're watching this in 2023 or 2024, you're most likely going to have a transit from Saturn to your moon. And if you have your moon in any other mutable signs, Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, you're going to be receiving a square or an opposition transit from Saturn. How will you manage this? With fixed signs, it's going to happen when Pluto changes signs. And for all of you fixed signs, that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, you've just had Saturn in a fixed sign. So you know what I'm talking about when I say a visit from Saturn. Whatever the case, outer planets move slowly, all right? Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, they take a long time to move through a sign. And Saturn takes about 2.5 years. So these are not simple overnight experiences, a little quick Mercury transit, a little quick full moon here. These are longer energies. Why? Because we need to experience the change that they offer. Slow-moving planets contacting our charts, our Sun, our Moon, our Mercury, our Venus, our ascendant, our midheaven, our IC, our descendant, any of those angles or sensitive planets, they're going to bring about some kind of change. Why? Because the cycle is such that at that time in your life you need to experience change. And if you are awake and engaged in your life and trying to find meaning in your life, those transits are going to propel you deeper towards a more meaningful life. If you are resisting change, resisting participating in life, wanting to go in the opposite direction to what your life calling or your vocation is, that is when those transits come really hard, and they are there to teach you something, because it is only through suffering that we grow spiritually. When you look back on your life, you can do that right now if you want. Take a few minutes to look back on the most important years of your life that you consider. I can guarantee you those are going to be years where you achieved something through hard work, or where you were suffering because you needed to learn something, either in a relationship or through having a loss, for example, losing a home or having to move. You remember those challenging times because those are the times that form you. And this is exactly what astrology demonstrates. Astrology is a language. It's a way of understanding the pattern and the cycles of your particular journey, your story, your life. So how do we deal with heavy transits? Ptolemy suggests in Tetrabiblos, a wonderful book, many years ago, he's assimilating all the information from astrologers of the past and simply writing it down for us. And he suggests that for every energy, for every challenge, for every difficulty, there is always what he terms a remedy. And he speaks about how the Egyptians would work with the physical body, with medicine, to always find a remedy that would balance the intrinsic temperament of a person. And how do we work with that today? We have so much astrology available to us today. In other words, we know what transits are upcoming. There are astrologers that are sharing this. You can buy an ephemeris and read the planets' cycles. We always know what's going on. So how do we use that information mindfully so that when a planetary energy comes in, it doesn't just take its immediate downward course, but it takes a river or a path that is helping us towards our own evolution. The first way we meet any heavy transit is to be prepared on all levels in our life. What does that mean? It means that we are fully engaged. We are actively working on our relationships. We are actively working on some kind of job that brings money in. It doesn't matter how high or how lowly it is. If you are taking responsibility for something small but important, this is being engaged in life. Perhaps you are a mother and you need to be home at the moment. That is your work. But whatever you are doing, do it with all of your heart and all of your mind and all of your soul, because that means that you are prepared for whatever comes in. For example, when a Saturn transit comes in, we need to step up and take more responsibility in our life. Do we accept that, or do we push away from it? If you push away from it, the Saturn transit will be hard. You may be being asked to care for an older parent. You may be being asked to take on more responsibility at work. Whatever the case, step up and face it. It's your karma, and the more you face it, that is your remedy. You are striving to meet that. If you see a Saturn transit coming a year in advance, you want to start working hard towards taking on more responsibility. For Jupiter, that is going to be Jupiter transits. They're not so hard, but they can be. They can be if we want to not expand. So how do we expand our life and be willing to take on more? Maybe we need to be more generous and to open our hearts to the amount of work or the amount of family we can include. That's what Jupiter is about, expanding one's horizons. Can we meet that, or do we turn away and then the transit becomes increasingly difficult? With Uranus, we need change. The more we try to keep something on track, if Uranus is coming up to transit our ascendant, our sun, our moon, our Mercury, whatever it's contacting, we need to embrace change, move along, change your location, change your job, be willing, be alert, be ready for change. Don't try to stop it. If you resist the change, a Uranus transit can be traumatic and hard. Things will just start to change for you. So astrology is this tool that we want to mindfully see what's coming up energetically and be ready to meet it. With Pluto, things can be about letting go in order to see what's really important in our life. Why do we even have to experience transits from Pluto, this small planet so far away, which is so powerful? Because we need to find out what's important, and we need to empower whatever area in our chart that Pluto is contacting. It's calling on us to empower ourselves in that area. Step up, be counted. Let go of the trauma. Let go of the past. Let go of all those precious things that you don't need anymore, and find out what's important. Neptune can operate on a very spiritual level. When Neptune comes in, we need to also let go, but in a different way. The regular 9 to 5 can feel stifling, and we yearn for more freedom. Perhaps we need to express our creativity more. Perhaps we need to connect to our spiritual roots more, or to embrace a more metaphysical path. Perhaps there is a financial element involved with Neptune. Whatever the case, we want to step up to meet that. And with Neptune, we have to realize we're not in control. We can't order it. We can't put our finger on it. There's something moving in the ocean, and we need to step back and just let it take its place. So the major point that I really feel that I've shared today is that we need to have a kind of humility when it comes to these heavy transit cycles. The other thing we need to do is to realize that our attitude is within our control. We are not powerless under these huge cycles, these huge sentient beings who are the planets. We are able to meet them and to meet their energy with clear force and with clear understanding that we need to show up and embrace whatever energy they're offering in our life. Because these are the times that we really find our path, we mature and we grow in wisdom, which is really the purpose of our life. Always picture what is most important to you, and whatever your unique answer is, make sure that you are doing that in your life now. Don't wait until retirement. Don't wait until that golden day, because life is very short, so we need to begin today. I look forward to receiving your comments. Please post them, and I will see you next time.